Hey guys, this is going to be my introductory video for this channel. We bought a resort about 3 months ago and we've been working hard at it. I did want to start filming right at the beginning, but as life happened and I got married with the whole wedding and everything, I kind of pushed it out until now. So I'm just going to show you guys a quick overview of what we have done so far. If you follow me on any of the other social medias like Instagram or TikTok, you've probably seen that I started filming there and showing daily updates of what we've done. Hopefully here on YouTube I can show a little bit of a longer form content. So let's go check out what we have done so far. Starting at the entrance, we had some issues with that water tank. Right below it, that whole area was covered in grass. So instead of just cutting it down, we actually removed some of it and got all of that cleaned up. Now this is more of a community area, which I'm not sure if it falls under my responsibility, but as you guys can see, it looks a lot cleaner, and for our guests it makes a lot of sense to have it clean. Next thing we did, we cleaned up these little palm trees. They were really overgrown, they had a lot of dead leaves on them, so we got that cleaned up as well. They look really nice right now, we just would need them to grow a little more. Next up, we have added a little bit of signage up by the resort so people know that they actually are at the right place. And this whole area had a ton of garbage. We got rid of that, cleaned that up as well. Now there's just a little bit left, which we are gonna find a way to store, so this whole area looks nice and clean. I still really want to paint that whole side of the container, or at least put something in front of it, just so it looks a little bit cleaner. Up there we have our Paraguayan flag. It got a little bit torn up on our last storm that we had, which I also have to fix now. That's going to be another video. We have also added a little bit of a sign. Thank you to Muebleria Bonanza for the cutout, and these last few days we finally got it painted, and today we put the first coat of oil on it to kind of keep that wood more so intact, and it's a cheap way to keep it from rotting, even though I highly doubt that that piece of wood is gonna rot. And an interesting story about that piece of wood, I got it from my uncle way back when I moved to Paraguay, which is close to 9 years ago, which I'm really grateful for. I had planned to make it into a guitar, but that specific wood is really heavy. So we kind of scrapped that, and I had it laying around up until now. So now we have a really beautiful sign. Next up, we got the whole foyer here, which the lookout to the neighbors, a little bit cleaned up. We had a eucalyptus tree right there. We cut that down and instead planted 2 more palm trees, which I really prefer over the original ones. And this whole area was really overgrown, so we really trimmed it down. Right before our wedding, our photographer was a little bit annoyed at us with it, but as you can see now, it is starting to blossom again, and it just looks so much cleaner than it did beforehand. Right there we planted 2 more palm trees and a big cherry tree that we kind of got rid of. You can still see the stump right there, and we're gonna get rid of that as well. But I really prefer palm trees over those fruit trees. They just stain your car, you can't park underneath them during the summertime, and palm trees just personally are a way better look for a resort. Next up, we fixed some of these tiles that were broken off and we patched the areas. Now it doesn't look all too professional, but it got the job done, so we're gonna keep it like this for now. And as you guys can see, the pathways are extremely dirty again, so we're gonna get those cleaned up right now as well, so they will be nice and clean again. Next up, we did leave our lights from our wedding here by this area, but they broke, as you guys can see, so we have to get that fixed up as well. And right out there you can see those lights, those weren't there before either. Right around the whole roof there, we have one chain that we can exchange for this broken one. There's the other end, so we will get that fixed as well, and we're gonna somehow reinforce it. These ones here in the middle, I'm not sure if you guys can see them, but right there with something that they are a little bit stronger and that they can't just rip out. We have also cleaned the entire place. All these windows were really dirty. A lot of little spiders and spider webs got stuck right in the little grooves that we had there. We've also had a big issue with tiny ants, which I can't quite get rid of yet. But my mom helped with my wife and they cleaned these beautifuls. They look brand new. We also took the time to close up the gap that was up by the roof there. As you guys can see, it is now covered with black plastic. Right here you can see up to where the original owners had put it. They kind of closed it up to there and then just left that whole area open. So we had birds, we had smoke, everything just entering the kitchen, which was really annoying. We covered that up with a plastic roofing, which isn't perfect, but it gets the job done. There's still a little bit of details missing. Right by the post there, there's still a few little holes that we need to patch up, but we'll get to that with time. Another thing that we did do, we moved that bench from right there. It was in front of the tree, which made it really hard to get to and really dangerous if you were gonna sit on it because it was really easy to fall off. So we moved it a little closer this way. After moving it, I hadn't really checked it out, but it's really crooked. So that is something I kind of have to live with now. It's really annoying, but you know, didn't want to spend too much time on it. My mom really likes the bench. I personally would have just gotten rid of it. But since she comes every once in a while and she enjoys it, we kind of left it there for a view at the lake. One of the things that is still on my to-do list is to move that floating dock over to the other side of the whole dock area. And I also want to elongate it. I want to split them up and put one of the wood pieces out further into the water and kind of make a bumper. As you can see, I already have the tires there between the whole cement wall there and the wooden pieces. Because right now, if we have waves, it is really chewing up the wood. Another thing we did, we added an ice machine to the kitchen and also added mini fridges to every single room except for one, which is our cheapest room. So we kind of decided to skip that one this year because of budget. But it was really necessary, especially if we're going to rent out the cabins individually and we're going to share the kitchen, that people have a place to store their own food. And that's basically it for the whole tour, what we've done so far. I will keep you guys posted on what else we do. I will try to also take you guys along for the actual stuff. Right now I only did that on my social medias for short videos. And lastly, a little bit of a tour. Right back there we have our basic room, which is just a container with obviously air conditioning. It has a double bed and 2 single beds, perfect for a family to stay. Right here we have 2 family rooms. They are connected onto the garage. Also a double bed and 2 single beds, also perfect for a family to stay in. Now those are a little bit nicer than our basic room, hence why they're also a little bit more expensive. That is our little house where we live in, so if you do decide to come and visit us, we'll be around. Now right there we have our family cabin, which has a double bed and 2 singles, also for a family. And last but not least, closest to the lake, way down there, you have the honeymoon cabin, which is just 1 double bed, but you have the perfect view over the lake. You have a big window where you can look out to in the mornings with the sunrise coming from the other side of the lake. It's just very spectacular. If you like more content like this, make sure to subscribe and also like this video. So stay tuned for the next update.